Okay. Okay. First of all, welcome to this joyride, and I will try my best to make this ride as much fun as possible. These are some ground rules. When what do you get from this masterclass? Most of you guys have this question: what we are going to get from this masterclass? You will learn steps if you apply. You will learn the steps. If you apply, you will be able to pass. Audio can't listen, audio is not listening. Okay, is this the problem with the sound? Okay, let me check. Can you hear me now? Guys, can you hear me? Please type yes or no. Guys, can you hear me? Not clear. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, yes. So I think I am audible. I'm audible to most of the people. Maybe if I'm not audible, maybe someone has a issue with their mic. So this is also possible that if I'm not audible, there's an issue with your headphone or internet. This is possible. Okay. Okay. What you will learn from this session is that if you apply if you apply all those concepts that you are going to learn from this master class, you are going to clear PMP exam, a big claim for just 2 hour master class. But my friend, that data I'm going to share you in next 2 hours. It's not the data that I have produced only. I have taken this data from all the persons, all the best that I know in industry from Pakistan, from India, from America, Australia, Manish Vijay, Asadullah Chaudhary, Suhail Iqbal, Varun, Shiv Sinha, and so many other trainers. I have compiled the complete data in this training, this 2 or PMP training. So if you apply, the most important thing is that if you apply the things that you are going to learn in these 2 hours, you are going to clear your PMP exam. What I'm going to teach is how to master ITTO. Then we will have a breakout activity. Then I'm going to share the process. Now the third thing, if we have time, we will see how to master 49 processes, how to remember the 49 processes. Now, I have some assumptions from all of you guys. We want to learn here. My first assumption is that all of us want to learn here and we are willing to explore. We are willing to explore different possibilities and we are going to empty the cup. We are going to empty the cup. What do I mean by this? That we are going to empty the cup. Once upon a time, there was a student. He went to teacher and said that I want to learn everything. The teacher said, "Come next day." He went there and next day and he started telling the teacher that I want to learn this. The teacher started talking, and as soon as the teacher opened his mouth, the student started talking about this. Yes, I know about this. The student talked and keep on talking. The teacher listened to him very patiently. After some time, then when the student stopped talking, the teacher started talking again, and again the student interrupted him and again talking about that topic. Why the student was interrupting? Because the student thought that I already know this topic. Then the teacher did an amazing thing. He took a cup and he start filling that cup. He start filling the cup unless the tea in which he was filling it start pouring out. The student saw that the tea was coming out of the cup. He yelled, "Sir, the tea is coming out of the cup. You cannot fill more tea if the cup is already filled." And the teacher said, "That is my exact point. You cannot learn if you don't unlearn, if you don't empty your cup. So my request for all of you, have an open mind. Don't become someone who goes to a session and they start picking cherry. Okay, this is good, this is not good. It is possible that what I am going to share you might have learned already. It is possible what I'm going to share you already know, or you have conflicting beliefs about that thing. It is okay. The most important thing is that you come with an open mind and you empty your cup. In Bruce Lee words, empty your cup so that it may be filled again. And allow yourself to be surprised, because when you surprise yourself, when you allow yourself to be surprised, you learn more things. A brief introduction about myself: I'm a project management consultant. I have done PMP, PBA, SP, RMP, Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, some health and safety certifications. This is my PMP credential, RMP, SP, PBA. Okay, and this is some statistics of February of PMI. Right now, our focus is PMP. There is more than 1 million PMP right now, and you can become the next certified PMP if you apply all those concepts that you are going to learn. Now, the major topics are: what are the ITTO and how do I master them? Friends, there are 49 processes in PMBOK. And what are the processes? These are the things we do in project management. These are the 49 processes. And if you have done PMP training, I assume that you already have idea what these 49 processes are. But before moving forward, I would like to know, have you done PMP 35 PDUs training or not? I'm rolling out a poll, and if you have done PMP training, just say yes, mark yes. If no, just say no. So the poll is launched, and you have 30 seconds to say yes or no. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. 20 seconds more. Okay. Yes, yes. No. Okay. Okay. 10 seconds more. Okay. 18 participants have answers. Okay. 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 5 seconds more. Five participants have still not answered. Okay. Okay. Two participants still left. Last 2 seconds. Okay. So the result says that 74% of you have already taken training. That is 14 students have already taken, 5 students haven't taken, and the 5 people didn't answer. Okay, I am ending the poll. Okay, I'm sharing the result with you guys. You can see the results. Okay. So this means most of you guys already know these 49 processes. Now, what are the processes like these? Develop schedule, estimate cost, define scope, acquire resource, identify risk. What is ITTO? The major theme of the session, and each session must have theme. The major theme of today's session is ITTO: input, tools and technique, and output. Input, tools and technique, and output. Basically, ITTO is the recipe for project management. ITTO is the recipe for project management. If you know the recipe, you can cook anything. If you know the recipe, I believe you can cook anything. Just to elaborate the ITTO, if you want to make a bread, you need to have input as a flour, and you need to have some tools and techniques that can convert that input into this output. You need this mixture, this grinder, to convert these input into the desired output. Before going into detail, friends, always focus on the output. Always focus what the output is. For example, if the process is develop project management plan, you will get output project management plan. But for that, you need to have input project charter agreements and other things, and you need to have facilitation techniques, and other tools to convert that input into desired output. Now the question is, how do I master input tools and technique output? Now you need to know input. For example, if you want to make cookies, you need to know what is egg and why do we need to create it. This is the basic foundational thing. When you are mastering ITTO, you if you don't know what input is and what output is, you cannot understand why tools and technique are being utilized. For example, in the example we studied, we need to know what project charter is, why project charter is being utilized, and why we need charter to create project management plan. Is it possible to create charter without project management plan? If it is possible, then we don't need it. But if it is not possible, then we need project charter to create project management plan. This is as simple as this. Now, friends, most common input tools and techniques and outputs. These are most common inputs. For example, organizational process asset has been used 47 times. Can anyone tell me which are the two processes that in which organizational process asset has not been used as input? The one process I can give you is it is validate scope, which is the second process. Message in the chat box, which is the second process in which organizational process asset is not being used as input. Then we have tools, expert judgment, data analysis, meeting, interpersonal skill, decision. These are the common use tools. Expert judgment has been used 35 times. And we have the common output project document update. It has been used as 39 times. Project management plan has been used 26 times. Change request and so on and so on. Now the question is, how do I master these ITTOs in reality? Friends, there are 5 steps. The first step is know the group ITTOs. Know the group ITTOs. Know the purpose of each process. There are 49 process. Know the purpose of each process. Find ITTO pattern. Find ITTO pattern. Find unique thing about that ITTO. Practice on flashcard. Practice on flashcard and use mind map. Use mind map. Now we will see all of this in details, and basically this will we will be covering this thing in the complete class. No group ITTO. Now in the PIMBOK 6th edition, the PMI has done something amazing. They have made input tools and techniques and output into groups. You see, business documents, business case, and benefit management plan are the grouped input of business document. Similarly, brainstorming, focus group, and interview are the part of data gathering. Business documents has two parts: business case, benefit management plan. Data gathering has three part: in develop project charter, brainstorming, focus group, and interviews. And then interpersonal and team skill has conflict management, facilitation technique, and meeting management. Now let's focus one by one. Let's see input. In input, business document consists of only two input, and they are business case and benefit management plan. Business case and benefit management plan. Then project management plan has 10 subsidiary plans: scope management plan, requirement management plan, schedule management plan, cost management plan, quality management plan, resource management plan, communication management plan, risk management plan, procurement management plan, and stakeholder management. The three baseline: scope baseline, cost baseline, and schedule baseline, and 8 other subsidiary plans. And project documents have 34 documents. Now the question comes, do I have to remember everything? What you have to remember is that business documents have business case, benefit management plan, and the 10 major plans of PMP and 3 baselines. That's it. You don't have to remember 8 other subsidiary plans and 34 project documents. You don't have to remember for your PMP exam. Now let's look at tools and technique. And we will be focusing a lot on tools and techniques. There are 132 different tools and techniques that has been utilized in PMBOK. And 72 tools and techniques have been categorized into 5 categories, and 60 tools and techniques are not categorized into any group. So there are 5 groups: data gathering techniques, data analysis technique, data representation technique, decision making technique, interpersonal, and team skills. Let's look them into detail. Data gathering tools and techniques. These are data gathering tools and technique: benchmarking, brainstorming, checklist, check sheet, focus group, interview, market research, questionnaires. And I have mentioned where they are being used: collect requirement, plan, quality management, plan, stakeholder management, and so on. Then we have these techniques: data analysis technique, all of these: alternate analysis, cost of quality, process analysis, and so on. Then we have data representation technique, affinity diagram, flow charts, hierarchical charts, and so on. Then we have decision making and communication, decision making technique, multi-criteria decision, voting, communication skills, feedback, presentation skill. Then we have interpersonal and team skills, active listening. Active listening is one of my favorite technique: decision making, facilitation, leadership, networking, observation, and so on. Then ungrouped, the 60 ungrouped techniques are according to knowledge areas. Integration management have these 3 techniques, schedule management have these technique, scope these, cost these, communication these, quality these, resource these, risk management have these techniques, procurement management have these techniques, stakeholder has these. Now one of the best way that I have found is to remember and to understand these tools and technique are, there are 2 ways basically. I would say the best is understanding flow of tools and technique, and the second is flashcards. Now, how to understand the flow? For example, just imagine you are going into the meeting and you have a problem. You have a problem to solve. What do? When you go to a meeting, the problem is presented to you. There's a facilitator in the session and a meeting is being led by him. So we know there are 2 techniques that are being used here: facilitation technique and meeting technique. The problem is presented and we start giving ideas. Please write in the chat box which technique we used to solve a problem initially. You have 10 seconds. Please write in the chat box which technique we will use to generate ideas. Which techniques will be used to generate ideas? Please write in the comment box. Okay, okay, okay. Brainstorming, brainstorming, brainstorming. Yes. So we will utilize brainstorming. So once the brainstorming is being utilized, what is brainstorming? Brainstorming is a creativity technique in which ideas are generated. Ideas are generated in brainstorming session. Now, some of the characteristics that you need to know about the brainstorming session is that you have to focus on the problem. If there is another idea, put it in the parking lot. Put it in the parking lot. No one is allowed to ridicule the idea. No one is say, okay, this idea is not applicable. No, don't stop and have a time boxed session. Now here we understand when we are doing brainstorming session, it is being done in meeting. A facilitator is being led. Suspend judgment means no conflict, and we are time boxing it. So we already know when we are doing brainstorming session, there are 5 other techniques to understand. Now, when the brainstorming has been done, we will do affinity diagram. Can anyone tell me why infinity diagram is used? Okay, you have 5 seconds. Please write in the chat box why affinity diagram is used. Okay, I'm waiting. Why affinity diagram is used? Okay, okay, okay. Yes, categorizing the session. Whatever the ideas we have taken, classification, categorization, yes, just Suresh. Whatever the ideas we had from the brainstorming session, here we categorize them into different area. We classify the session. Now we know that we after brainstorming we are doing affinity diagram. We are doing affinity diagram. Now we know two things. We can do brainstorming session with the focus group, or we can have a facilitated workshop. Please write in the chat box what is focus group. What is focus group in your words? What is focus group? You have 5 more seconds. What is focus group? Okay, okay, okay. Okay, to gather useful information, utilize focus group. It is led by a moderator as a fixed agenda. We can also use mind mapping here instead of brainstorming. So we know mind mapping. Now this session can also be led. This session can also be done in facilitated workshop. Now after that we have affinity diagram. What we can do, we can have decision techniques. We can use unanimity. We can use we can use unanimity, majority, plurality. Then we can see maybe we can use nominal group technique, and we can rank those ideas. We can rank those ideas that we have selected in affinity diagram. Or if the stakeholders are not getting agreed, we can get a secretly we can ask them, and we get the consensus based. Which is the technique that you use when you secretly get consensus from the stakeholders? Please write in the chat box which is the technique you used when you get a secret consensus from the stakeholders. You don't do the maybe ranking system or something like that. You get them consensus secretly. Yeah, voting, no, voting is done in front of everyone. Delphi technique, you utilize Delphi technique to get the consensus secretly to the stakeholders. So just by thinking that we are using brainstorming session, we have linked the complete session. We have linked the brainstorming to all these techniques, and you can basically use mind mapping to link all the techniques. Okay, we are using brainstorming, then we will use brainstorming, facilitation, conflict management, then we will have affinity diagram, then we will have nominal group technique, maybe voting we will have, maybe we will have weightage matrix, maybe we will do Delphi techniques. So this is the thing that you can use to make a complete flow of all tools and technique to make a complete flow. Now, for me, if you use mind map and utilize mind map by mapping all these techniques, you can understand and memorize this technique in no time. So moving forward, this was tools and technique, group tools and technique. Now group output, there are two group output: project management plan update and project document update. Now the question comes, do I have to remember this group output? And the answer is no. We don't have to remember these outputs. What comes under project management plan update? What comes under project documents update? We don't have to remember that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to share in next 10 minutes, if you can just focus on this and leave the session after that and implement, apply the things that we are going to learn in next 2 to 3 minutes, you can clear your PMP exam. Yes, it's that easy, but this is hard. What I'm going to share is applying that is hard. Know the purpose of each process. Let's take an example of validate scope. Can anyone tell me what is the purpose of validate scope? Please write in chat box. You have 10 seconds. What is the purpose of validate scope? Please write in chat box. You have 10 seconds to get acceptance of deliverable, comparing with plan. Anyone else? Okay. To get confirmation from client. Okay. Anyone else? Last 5 seconds. Customer said acceptance. Yes, Taiba. Guldar, what do you say? Okay. 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 Yes. The major purpose of validate scope is to certain from accept. Okay. The major purpose is to get accepted deliverable. This is the major purpose. And how, what are the documents that are helping when we get accepted deliverables? Work performance information. So we do know that when we do validate scope, we have to have accepted deliverable, and accepted deliverables are measured, and we have the document work performance information. Now the question comes, how accepted deliverables are produced? What are the things we need as input? We need requirement documentation. We need requirement documentation, and we need verified deliverable. The verified deliverable will come, and you will convert them into accepted deliverable. You will convert them into accepted deliverable. But in order to convert that into accepted deliverable, what do you need? You need inspection. You need to have inspection. Now that inspection can be peer review, that inspection can be checklist, that inspection can be anything according to your quality management and scope management plan, but you have to do inspection. So this is basically, validate scope, and now you can mark the output, input, and tools and technique. Now let's take another example. What is the major purpose of control cost? Please write in chat box. You have 15 seconds. Write in the chat box, what is the purpose of control cost? Suresh, you raise a hand. Please write your question in the chat box and I will answer it. What is the purpose of control cost? Please write in the chat box. To evaluate cost as per cost plan. Yes. Anyone else? Okay, we have 10 more seconds. What is the yes, cost forecast? Aniket, you are right. To complete the project in given cost. Usman, okay. Anyone else? To ensure the project is on budget. Okay. Monitor cost. Okay. Anyone else? To check the cost is as per plan. Yes. Yes. Within most of you are right. The purpose is to get cost forecast, and the cost forecast will be written also from the document work performance information. So we all know in the control cost we have to have work performance information that is giving us forecast. But in order to have this as output, we need project funding requirement and work performance data that will be converted into work performance information. You need work performance data which will be converted into work performance information. Now, in order to convert project funding requirement and work performance data into work performance information and cost forecast, what do you need? You need earned value analysis. You need reserve analysis. You need TCPI. You need TCPI. Yes, Anakit, input data to output information. You're 100% right. You need these tools and technique. So what we have seen so far, if you know the process, you know what will be its output and what's input are being converted into the output, and what tools and techniques are being utilized to convert it into. So what I want from you, please write it somewhere, wherever, on the register, on the mobile, that you have to make your notes like this. this process is from this knowledge area and this process group. Please write in the chat box the control cost was from which knowledge area and from which process group. The control cost was from which knowledge area and from which process group. You have 5 seconds. Please write in the chat box. Okay. Okay. The process control cost is from which process group and from which knowledge areas. Okay. Yes. It is from cost management knowledge area and it is from monitoring and control process group. First, you need to know this thing, write this down. Then, the main purpose of this process is, and we have already asked this question, the main purpose of this process was to give work performance information and cost forecast to check us the cost. So, it will have main output as we already know, but what the major output, since this has this major output, so the inputs would be, these will be inputs. So the tools and technique, we are talking about the major tools and technique, would be this. Do this for all 49 processes. Do this for all 49 processes and you will be able to clear PMP exam. Because when you do this for all 49 processes, what will happen? You will have to go through all processes. You need to understand what is the purpose. What is the purpose of this process? Why this output is being produced? Why this input is being utilized? Why these tools and technique are being used here? Once you use this, you will be able to answer each and every question that the PMP has asked. My friends, it is as simple as this. Don't make PMP so complex, but don't make PMP so easy. This is hard work. And please don't copy someone else 49 processes. For example, we have 27 students here and one of the student make this and share it with every student and you will think, okay, I have read it and now I can do it. No, you have to make it yourself. You have to make it yourself, because once you go through that process, you write it, this process is from this knowledge area and this process group, the purpose of this process is this, so it would have this output and this input. Yes, this is the example right now which we discussed, that the validate scope process is from which knowledge area? Scope knowledge area. And the process group is monitoring and control process group. The main purpose of the validate scope is to ex- uh, uh, the validate deliverable or accept deliverable. So it will have main output as accepted deliverable, and the main inputs will be verified deliverables and the documents, and the tools and technique, it will have inspection tools and technique. And Taiba, I hope I have answered your question. Do it for all 49 process and you will be able to clear PMP exam. And if you look at all the questions that are in the groups, if you look all the questions, if you are doing some mock exams, if you do if you do your preparation like this, you will be able to clear those things. Let's move forward and let's find ITTO pattern. If anyone have any question so far, please write in the chat box so that I can answer the question and we can move to the next area. You have 15 seconds to write the question. Okay, I think no one has any question. Okay, okay, let's move forward. Find ITTO patterns. Now, the same way we studied about the flow, how we move from the brainstorming, how we utilize the Delphi technique. Similarly, you can find the patterns in ITTO. For example, let's see the journey of deliverables. Deliverables are produced in direct and managed work. In the execution, first process, direct and manage work, deliverables are being produced. Then deliverable goes to quality control and become a verified deliverable. Then these verified deliverable goes to validate scope and they become accepted deliverable. They become accepted deliverable. This is called journey of deliverable, and this is one of the pattern that if you understand this pattern, you will understand how things move in PMP. Another way to look at it, that the major reason we are doing the project is to produce deliverable. So we develop the project charter. Then from the charter, we develop the project charter. So from the charter, we are making project management plan. From the project management plan, we are executing the task. We are producing deliverables. And once the deliverables are produced, they go to quality control and they become verified deliverable. Once the deliver become verified, they go to validate scope and they become accepted deliverable. And the accepted deliverable goes to close the project and you get the final product, services or result. This is called journey of deliverable. Yes, yes, I have also mentioned final product, services to result. Okay, now let's see another a very important concept, how the data. Yes, the confusion do come, Munib, when the quality does not approve it. I will when the qual. Let's look at the question of Munib. If the quality does not approve the deliverable becomes preventive action, corrective action, defect repair. It goes to perform integrated change control, monitoring and control, then perform integrated change control. They check the impact, they approve the deliverable, and then it goes again to the direct and manage work, and the so on. There is no confusion. There is no confusion. You need to simplify your PMP. You need to see how the deliverable moves. If the quality does not approve it, it becomes a change request and it goes to perform integrated change control where the changes are approved, deny, deferred, or return for information. And we see how the change control board basically check whether to accept that change request or not, and it goes back to the deliverables, direct and manage work, and so on. So Munib, do not confuse anything, just simplify the processes. Okay, similarly we also have another journey, that is the journey of how data is produced. In the same process in which deliverables are produced, work performance data is produced. Now this work performance data become input to 10 out of 12 controlling process. Please write in the comment what are the two processes in which work performance data does not go as input. You have 10 seconds. Write in which two processes work performance data does not come as input. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, monitoring and control project work is the one, and perform integrated change control is the second. 100% right. These are the two processes. So it goes into all processes, all other processes, control monitoring and control processes as input and becomes as work performance information as output. It goes as work performance data as input and becomes work performance information as output. Now, this work performance information becomes the information of monitoring and control project work, and from there it gets converted into work performance report. And we know that these work performance report become the input to perform integrated change control, in which the decision is taken whether to approve or not approve the change request, whether to approve or not approve the change request. So this is a pattern that you need to understand. Let's see other pattern. And I'm going to give you 11 more patterns. If you utilize those patterns, you can understand PMP in a better way. The output of one process often become input to later process. Similarly, we see here output of one process become input to other process, output to one process become input to other process. Here we have example, plan scope management has an output requirement management plan. It becomes output to next process, collect requirement. Collect requirement. The pattern 2, very easy and very important. Very easy and very important. Input and output are often documents. Input and outputs are often document, whereas tools and techniques are often action. Input, project charter, stakeholder register, they are documents, meetings, data representation, data analysis, data gathering, expert judgment. They are action. Then we go to pattern number 3, project management plan, PMP is an input to nearly every process. It is an input to 47 process. Can you write in the chat box what are the two processes in which PMP does not go as input? You have 15 seconds. What are the two processes in which project management plan does not go as input? Okay, develop project charter. Good. Another one. Okay, another one. Okay, okay, okay. Identify. Yes, yes. Well done, well done. Most of you guys are right. So, pattern number 4, organizational process asset become input. Organizational process asset become input to 49 7 processes. Out of 49, it becomes input to 47 process. Enterprise environmental factor becomes input to 40 process. Enterprise and organizational asset. Expert judgment, data analysis, meetings are tools and technique to many processes. 35, 32, and 28. This is an example of plan stakeholder engagement. Then project documents and PMP updates are output of 39 and 26 processes respectively. Then remember this thing, anything that includes update will always be an output. Project management plan, project documents update, it will always be output. It will never be input. Anything that includes system in it, anything that includes system in it will always be tool, never input, never output. You see, project management information system. Project management information system is an example of it. Now, individual plans are output of the plan. For example, develop project management plan project has output project management plan. Plan scope management have scope management plan. It has requirement management plan as output, and so on. We have already discussed work performance data is input on monitoring and control processes. We have discussed it. Change request and work performance information are output of almost all monitoring and control processes. Okay, okay. So far, if you have any question, you have 30 seconds to ask. Please write in the chat box and I will answer it. You have 30 seconds to ask any question for what we have studied so far. Yes, I will be sharing slides. I will share my mobile number And most of you have me on the WhatsApp or either on Messenger. Just send me your email address. I will be sharing the slides with you guys. No issue. 10 seconds. Anyone else? Yes, yes, we will be send. I will be sending you email. All of you who need slide, just message me their email address on the chat box. Not here, on the Facebook chat box or on the WhatsApp. Aniket, please note here. Wherever you got my link, just email. Send your email there. I will give you there. Uh, the output out of all 49 processes, the ITTO from which process is more important from exam point of view. All ITTOs are important. You see, exam have 5 domains: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. And I have seen many trainers says that you need 66% to clear the exam, and you need to see what you need to clear all domains. From if you were my students, if you attended my training program, my students know that you have to clear. Whoever has done 35 PDs from me, they know that I never says you have to target 80%, 90%. You have to get 100% marks, because the PMP exam is percentile based. The 5 domains you have to get minimum target or above target. So all the ITTs are important. Muneeb, can you ask your question again? Tahir, there are so many people that are offering 35 PDUs. You can do PDUs from them. Can you please categorize? Can you please categorize ITTs like expert judgment data? Yeah, I did categorize into 6 categories. There are 132 tools and technique. 72 of them are categorized into 5 group, and remaining 62 are not categorized into other groups. So they are grouped and ungrouped. I have already talked about it. Maybe you have joined the session later. You can watch it from the slide, or you can or review again when you get this recording. Okay, let's move forward. Find unique things about ITTOs. Now, many outputs. As Chalpin, your question was which ITTOs are important. Now these ITTOs will automatically become important, which we are going to talk, because they are unique. For example, the output from defined scope is project scope statement. It becomes an input to only one process. So it becomes a unique output. Why? It becomes input to only one process. Defined scope as output, project scope statement. Can anyone write what is project scope statement for others? So it becomes input to only one process, WBS. Decomposition is a tool of technique that is used only in work breakdown structure and define activity. So it automatically become more important when we talk about exam point of view, because there are chances they can ask decomposition. Deliverables are output of only one process, direct and manage project work, and input to only two process, manage project knowledge and quality control. And they are deliverables. We have already talked about deliverable journey, so you need to understand the deliverable journey. Product analysis, a tool and technique that is unique to only one process, define scope. Vendor based analysis is a tools and technique of only one process, estimate cost. Scope baseline is the output of the process, create WBS. This is an important thing. Cost baselines, all 3 baselines, you need to know how these baselines are created. These are important tools and technique. The output project funding requirement of the process determine budget becomes input to only one process, control cost. Determine budget has output, project funding requirement, it becomes input to control cost. So you need to understand these things. You need to understand these patterns. You need to find, I have just categorized few of the patterns. There are so many patterns. You need to find those patterns and you need to utilize for your benefit. And please practice on flashcard. You can use flashcards of many people. They are available on Amazon, many people are sharing it. Many people are sharing it. You can get it from them. And what is the benefit of flashcard? Let's just see now. Let's look some of the flashcards. I have made the flashcard of all the process groups. I have made the flashcards of most of the processes. So you can utilize those also. You will be getting the flashcards of the process groups with this slide. So you will be remembering why they are used. I will request you, you will have 5 seconds. You will write answers. So get your keyboards or mobile in your hand and write answers. Initiation process group. Why initiation process is group? The process required to get a project or phase started. Why what is the purpose of project develop project charter, or what is the output of develop project charter? 5 second right answer please. We are doing flashcards, so you have to write answer in flash. High level knowledge. Okay. Project charter, authorized PM. Well done, well done. So output is all of these things are the output of develop project charter. Okay, next question. Identify stakeholder. What will be the output of identify stakeholder? You have 5 seconds. Stakeholder. Okay, 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 okay. Good, good. Okay. Now let's go to the planning process group. The purpose of the planning process group is the process required to develop a project management plan to manage a project. What is the purpose of develop project management plan? 5 seconds. Okay, PMP. Anyone else? Okay, PMP. Yes, and all these things. Okay. What is the purpose of plan risk management? Please write plan risk management. RMP. Okay. 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 No, no, no. Not to identify risk. Whoever someone has written identify risk. Not to mitigate risk. The purpose is to give us risk management plan. It is giving us risk. Very important. The risks are not listed in the risk management plan. They are listed in the identify risk. It is the how part. Yes, Usman. It is the how part. Purpose of identify risk is, please, you have 5 seconds, right? Purpose of identify risk is, okay, okay. And again, in identifying risk, we are identifying the risk without priority. What purpose of qualitative risk analysis? Purpose of qualitative risk analysis, you have 5 seconds. Okay. Purpose of qualitative risk analysis, categorization, yes. Purpose of quantitative risk analysis, developing a higher lead. Plan risk response, getting a response. Now let's go to the execution process group. This process deals with to execute the work in the project management plan. Let's focus on the resource one. What is the purpose of acquire resource process? What is the purpose of acquire resource process? 5 seconds. Acquire resource? No, not to execute. The purpose of acquire resources to acquire the resources required for this, to physical resource needed for the project. What is the purpose of develop team? What is the purpose of develop team? Motivate develop team? No. Yeah, maybe developing a team members as individual teams. What is the purpose of manage team? My friends, remember, in order to clear PMP, you need to get the answer like this flash. Okay, okay. Let's go to the monitoring and control process. What is the purpose of perform integrated change control? Okay, okay, okay. Change management. Okay, good. Approving or very important process, approving or rejecting change request, updating the change log. Let's see, close the project. Only one answer. Close project or phase. What is the purpose of close project or phase? Okay. So this is the way how we do. Now let's see how to remember the output. You get the idea basically how the flashcards work. I hope so. You get the idea basically how the flashcards work. This is very important for your PMP. exam. Make your own flashcard. I will again suggest don't get it from anyone. Although you can get it from me, I will be sharing it with the slides. But make your own flashcards. That process help you to remember those things. That process help you remembering those things. For example, what are the output of plan schedule management? You have 10 seconds. Let's do this. What are the output of plan schedule management? Yes, schedule management plan. What is the output of direct and managed project work? It has three output, three major output. What are the outputs of direct and managed works? Deliverables and work performance data and three major output. Issue log, yes. Deliverables, work performance data, issue log. Okay. The major purpose of approved integrated change control. What are the four output of close project or phase? What are the four output of close project or phase? Final report, yes. Result, yes. Yes, I understand it is getting difficult to answer. But once you go through all these flashcards 5 to 6 times, it will come easy for you. Okay. Now make this by your own hand, review it daily in a week or 2 week. You will understand it. It will take 15 minutes to 1 hour. Share it with your friends. Have a fun. Now, okay. Anyone have any question so far? Anyone have any question so far? If you have any question, let me know. If you have any question, please let me know. Okay, release resource. If you have any question, let me know. Now, why do we need to remember? No, you don't need to remember sequentially. You need to remember in the way the project is being done. You can remember. You don't need to remember anything, my friend. I am telling you, you need to understand. I'm not telling you to remember. You need to understand. Direct and managed work has output deliverable. Why deliverable? Because the work is being done. Why issue log? Because the work is being done. So there are issues. Work performance data, because work is being done. Again, work is being done. So deliverables are produced. The work is being done. So issues are being created. Work is being done. Change requests are being produced. Work is being done. So work performance data is being produced. You need to understand the process. Don't try to remember. Try to understand. Is it really so that engineers are much ease with the scope time and all have more memorization? Why making flashcard? I will answer all the questions in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. I will answer all the questions. So let's just do this something amazing. This is a very good thing. Now you will understand in the next section in 5 to 10 minutes. You will understand how to do question. How to do question. That is very important because many of you 74% the poll result it said that 74% of you are going to do PMP exam because you have already taken 35 PDUs. So you need to know how to handle questions. How to handle questions especially related to ITTO. The question is anyone can answer in the chat box, that will be great. If anyone can answer the chat book, what will be the answer of this question? That will be great. But I will be telling you how to basically answer. The question is test and inspection planning is a tool and technique that helps the project manager. Now, the most important thing is to see test and inspection. Now, when you have gone through flashcard, when you have gone through all 49 processes, you know inspection planning is used where. So it's a tool, the technique where it is helping the project manager. So first, you will use the elimination technique. It cannot be in the collect requirement. It cannot be in the collect requirement. It cannot be in plan scope management because in the collect requirement we are collecting the requirement. In plan scope we are planning. It cannot be in defined scope. My friends, 50% of options, that is out of four options, two options in exam in PMP exams are mostly idiotic option that they does not make sense. They are but just there to uh, they have to make the option. One option is right and the other option is exact. So you have to find the exact answer. So here the answer is plan quality management. Here the answer is plan quality management. Yes. Let's go another question. What is the answer of this? Analogous estimating is a tool and technique that helps the project manager. Please write the answer. Analogous, now we know analogous estimation. Analogous estimation. What we need to understand what is analogous estimation. Analogous is a technique. Now let's just use elimination technique again. Analogous estimation, it cannot use in estimate activity resources or acquire resources. It cannot use for sequencing activity. It cannot be used for estimate cost. Analogous is a technique that is used in estimate duration, estimate cost, or estimate activity resources. So this is the right answer. So let's do another question. What is the answer of this question? Mitigate is a tool and technique that help the project manager plan risk management, identify risk, perform qualitative risk analysis, plan risk response. What is the answer of this question? Okay, okay. The major thing to focus is mitigate. Mitigate has to do to risk. Now, in plan risk management or identify risk or perform qualitative, we are not mitigating. Only one option that is reasonable, plan risk response. Okay. Now, test and inspection planning is a tool and technique that help the project manager in what? This will be the last question we will be discussing. You will have, I think, 20 questions with this slides. You can watch them. Okay, you can see them. Test and inspection, collect requirement, plan scope, define scope, plan quality management, and so on. You can go with this question. Some of the questions I think are getting repetitive. So this is a very important thing to do to understand how the things are basically moving. Now, if you have any question, you can ask me now, or we will be going to the last section of today masterclass. The section is how to remember 49 processes. Any question, if you have, please you can type it right now. You have 30 seconds. You can type the question. If you have any question so far, then we will go to the process how to remember 49 processes. Okay. So we have, do we have, the best thing is I'm going to open the mic. No, or we, no, do you don't have to remember the slides we have got. Okay, the first question is how to get answer and understand this process sequentially. Now, what we are going to do 49 processes with this 49 processes, it will help you remember how to get the answer of this. Whether we need to give much importance for, no, we don't need to give much importance to subsidiary plans, or we have to remember all slides. No, we don't have to remember any process. I cannot say it enough. We don't have to remember any process. We have to understand processes. We have to understand processes. So I will request you guys, you can ask other question later on. I will request you guys to open your, maybe I will request you guys to open your laptop if you have it. This is going to help us. If you can open your laptop, because the next process which we are going to discuss basically deals how to remember 49 processes. How to, that process is basically how to remember 49 process. What do you do? If you don't have laptop, no issue. Put, use a page. You can use a paper at your hand. What do you do? First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make a make a box of it. Oh, okay. Makes a box of it and write initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Okay. Maybe we can give it a green color or yellow color. Okay. Then you write integration, s- scope, time, cost, quality. Integration, scope, time, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, stakeholder. Okay, just me just set it. Maybe I can make a color of this as okay. Now also this. Okay. Now it's a very important thing that you need to understand. Remember the postal code. We all know. Remember postal code. What is the postal code? 2, 24, 12, 10, 1. I called it as a postal code. Postal code 2, 24, 12, 10, 1. If you don't want to remember the postal code, you can remember that closing has one process, but closing has initiation has double of it. So closing has one process, initiation has double of it, and execution has 1, 2. Then you multiply 12 with 2, 24. You 12 minus 2, 10. You can remember anywhere, whichever you like. Then remember the phone number. Remember the phone number. The phone number is 766 766 436 766 436 766 436 3734. Why they are used? I will explain it later. Okay, maybe red color or whatever the maybe blue, light blue. Okay, bold. Okay. Now, what do you do? Now we know that there are two processes here in initiation. Two process. What are the two process? Develop project charter. I will be using symbol. You can write complete and identify stakeholder. Develop project charter and identify stakeholder. And the last process is close the project. Project or phase maybe close. Okay. So you see, develop project charter, identify stakeholder, 1 plus 1, 2, 1, 1. So the here it is showing basically columns are showing two processes and columns are showing one processes. Then let's move to the planning, or you can also use mnemonics. Mnemonics can also be utilized here. Instead of you have to remember it, the process groups. If you cannot remember the process groups and knowledge areas, I have a mnemonics for you guys which you can utilize. This is a postal code, initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. If you cannot remember this is a mnemonic. In physical education, Mary cries constantly. In physical education, Mary cries constantly. You can remember it for process group, for knowledge areas, integration, scope, schedule, and this. I saw 6 cars quickly, ripped Carol's rear messenger side. I saw 6 cars quickly, ripped Carol's rear passenger side. Integration, scope, schedule, cost, quality, resource, communication, risk, procurement, and stakeholders. Then I have this chart. I will explain you. For in order for initiation, you have just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do mean develop project charter. I identify stakeholder. You can use these mnemonics, and I will be explaining these mnemonics, but I prefer, instead of mnemonics, you just understand the way this process is moving. Okay, now very important thing, wherever you are, if you're in planning, you have develop project management plan, develop project management plan, develop X management plan. You can write develop X management plan for all of this. Develop X management plan for all of this. What is meant by X? X mean the knowledge area. X mean the knowledge area. For example, in scope, it will become develop scope management plan. In time, it will become develop schedule management plan. In cost, similarly cost management plan, and so on. Okay, let's move from planning wise. We have scope, we have developed scope management plan. The output of scope management plan are scope management plan and requirement management plan. So we collect requirement, we get requirement traceability matrix, then we develop scope statement. Once the scope statement is developed, we create WBS. We create WBS. Okay, we create WBS. Now we know in WBS we get work package. So we in scheduling we start with work package, define activities, sequence activity, estimate activity duration, develop schedule. So here we get scope baseline, here we get schedule baseline. Then we estimate those activity and we develop budget. We develop budget. In quality, we only have quality management plan. In resource, we have resource management plan and estimate resource. In communication, only develop communication management plan. In risk, develop risk management plan. Then you identify risk. You, you plan qualitative risk assessment. Then plan quantitative risk assessment. You plan risk response. You can write complete if you want. Okay. Then in procurement, develop procurement management plan. In communication, you have develop communication management plan. Now let's do an interesting thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We have 24 processes in planning. Now let's go for execution. Direct and manage work, manage knowledge. We have nothing in we have nothing in scope, schedule, and cost in execution. Okay. In quality, we manage quality. In resource, we acquire resource, we develop team, we manage team. In communication, we manage communication, we implement risk response plan, we conduct procurement, and we manage stakeholder engagement. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where I have made the mistake. Okay, sorry. It is 10, 12. 2, 24, 10, 12, 1. 2, 24, 10, 12, 1. Then we have monitoring and control, project work, perform integrated change control, validate scope, control scope, control schedule, control control cost, quality control resource. You cannot control communication. You can only manage communication. You cannot control risk. You can only monitor risk. Control procurement. Then you can manage stakeholder monitoring. You can monitor stakeholder engagement. Then close the project. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, and in the last one, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this way, you can make your 49 process chart. Monitor communication, sorry, monitor communication. You are right. So So in this way, you can monitor each and everything. If you have any confusion so far, you can use this mnemonics, but I don't prefer mnemonics. I prefer you understand all these process. And I hope that you understand these processes in the best possible way. You understand these processes in the best possible way. Okay. Now, if you have any question from PMP that is related to this master class or anything that has to do with PMP, you can ask the question now. Now we have completed whatever the objectives are, and I am 100% sure if you implement those things, you can clear your PMP exam. You have any question, we have still have 5 minutes. I can answer your questions, and I am opening all the mics. I have unmuted each and everyone. Whoever wants to ask the question, yes, we can, Usman. We can sure continue this session with some other time, with some other topic. Okay. Anyone has any question? Okay. Anyone have any question, Usman? I have answered your question.
I have a question. Is there any tip we can use to identify from a particular question that from which process group and which knowledge area this question is related?
Okay. You see, when I said you need to make 49 processes, you need to understand 49 processes. When you will make that graph, when you make that thing, automatically, what will happen? Whichever the process it become, whichever the process it is, you will be able to identify it. You will be able to identify it. And that is the best way I know so far. There can be other ways, but for me, that is the best way to understand. And that is the best way you can utilize to understand anything. Okay, I hope I have answered your question. Anyone else have a question? Like you need to make this thing. Okay. As we have discussed, this one, make notes, processes from which knowledge area at process group. Purpose of this session is this, process output, input. So obviously TTs will be this. And value analysis is very important. And value analysis is very important, but that was not the part of this question. We need a special class just for and value analysis. Okay, thank you very much. Um, thank you, thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Any question?
I haven't taken any PMP class before.
Okay.
How long do you reckon that I commit to be adequately prepared for the PMP exam?
Okay. It depends on how many hours you can spare daily. Generally, if you can spare 4 hours daily, 45 days are enough. 4 hours, with 4 hours, you can get prepared in 45 days. You can do the remaining math. If you spend 2 hours daily, then you need 60 days. If you spend 1 hour daily, then 3 months. Study plan, someone asked the study plan, Usman. Study plans are customized. Please do not follow anyone else study plan. Customize your study plan according to your need. Everyone has their own need. Please customize or get your study plan customized. If you have taken 35 PDUs and you really want study plan, just message me. We can have a chat, we can have a session, and I can make a study plan customized according to your need.
Hello, sir. This is Aniket.
Hello,
Am
hello,
I
Aniket.
audible?
Yes, Aniket, how are you?
Fine. And
Yes,
you?
yes, Aniket.
I have a question that I am preparing for the PMP exam now, and
Okay,
I want to give it before the December.
okay,
And for that, I have completed my Inbox 6 reading that book, and
okay,
also I am working on the Rita's book also.
okay,
I have taken the 34 PDUs.
okay,
Now I want to speed up my preparations as and I'm fully free for the studies.
okay,
So I am in a mechanical area. I have was 9 years of experience in project execution
okay.
work. So can you suggest me how to complete this exam? And I want to clear it in one session only. So can you please guide me in that regard?
Sure, sure. First of all, why you are reading Rita?
Just suggestion from some classes, and that's all.
Rita is an excellent book. I love Rita books, the way Rita has written it, but it is a very difficult book. In order to grasp the concept, I recommend 2 to 3 books. First of all, whoever has given you 35 PDUs, I'm sure he must have given you some notes. So use that notes, use Pimbook. Do you have Andy Crow?
What?
Andy Crow, Andy Crow, Andy Crow book.
No,
Andy Crow, you can
no.
buy it from the market. It's a very good book, and I'll highly recommend. It's a very simple book to understand. So if you want to clear your exam in a short time, I'll recommend start reading one chapter from Pembroke, one chapter from Andy Crow, one chapter from Pembroke, one chapter from Andy Crow, and you will be able to give exam in a very short duration. Okay, Aniket?
Okay. And how many test exams do I need to finish before appearing for the exam?
That
And
depends.
which type?
That depends how much good your preparation is. Once you have gone through Pembroke complete, once you gone through Andy Crow complete, read one time more Pembroke and make your own notes. I highly says that make your own notes while going the way. Once you have read it, there are 200 questions at the end of Andy Crow. Do those questions. If you get 95% marks, then there are 200 questions of Fahad Usmani. I think that's $5. I'm not sure. Then you do those things, and if you get 100% or 95% marks, you are good to go for exam. But if you are not getting 100% marks, getting 60-70% marks, you need to clarify your concept. You need to improve it further. Okay, Aniket?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
If you
you.
have any other question at any time, I think you have my number, you have my Facebook Messenger. You can ask me, no issue. Okay. Is it necessary to have study Pembroke if you have studied? Yes, I will say do study Pembroke. Don't skip Pembroke. I agree that Pembroke is dry. I totally agree with that. But I'll highly recommend that you study Pembroke. Okay. Welcome, Usman. I will be extremely happy if you all of the guys we had 30-35 people they can clear it. Asha, have you done 35 PDUs? Ashish, sorry, I read the name wrong. I will say the books are Pembroke. The first book is Pembroke. The second book is Andy Crow. They are more than enough. Then the third is Kim Heldman. Then it is Kim Heldman is also good. These three books I'll recommend if you have already taken 35 PDUs. And of course, you will have notes from your whoever have given you 35 PDUs. You are welcome. Anyone else? Gulzar, do you have any question?
No, sir. Thank you very much. It was a great session.
You're welcome. I am looking forward the day that you tell me congratulations, PMP.
Very
Uh,
soon, inshallah.
inshallah. Okay. Can we get study plans of 2 hour daily? Uh, if you need study plan, you message me. I will give a study plan customized, and it will be free of cost. I will not be charging anything from you guys. Uh, study hours to, yes, we can make it. We can discuss it and customize it according to your need. Aniket, still your hand is, you have risen your hand. Can you
Uh,
put your hand down? Okay. If you have no question, you can leave the session. Okay. You are welcome, Suresh. Okay. Okay. Can you share, can you share your process in how many days you prepared? Uh, now that I would, Tahir, I would reiterate this question. Would you like to know my process, when, how much time I did, or how much time did it take for my students to get clear? Two different questions. Because when I cleared it, it was a different time. I have different durations. I am trying my students. Many students have cleared it in 30 days maximum, hopefully. So if you have 4 hours daily or 3 hours daily, you can clear it in 30 days, provided that you worked, you study for 38 days daily, 30 days daily. Thank you, Amir. Welcome. Okay, okay. DTS. Sir, can we have session on knowledge areas? Munib, you are talking about all knowledge areas, because it will take 2 hours on one knowledge area. Okay, I'll try to make a master class, summarize master class, in which I'll cover all knowledge area. I will try to do something, maybe next Sunday or maybe the Sunday after that. I'll try to see what I can do. Okay. Anyone else have any question? You are welcome. Okay, okay. I have learned a lot from. Thank you, Manip, and I hope you can apply all those things. Which test bank should we use? PM Aspire is good. Fahad Usmani question. There are 400 question of Fahad Usmani. They are very good. So you and I think they are only $5. So if you buy Fahad Usmani 400 question, Andy Crow has 200 question. So there will be enough. Then there are many free questions you can utilize. So you can use those. But I'll recommend using only the limited resources. Don't go for everything. Go for quality. Don't go for quantity. Anyone have another question? Okay. If anyone have other question, okay, or in 2 minutes, I will be ending this conversation. It has been really joy. I loved it. Tahir, do you have any question? DTS 3429, Kamal Deen, Taiba, Munib, Gulzar, Gulzar, Aniket, Muhammad, Suresh. Taiba, have you taken 35 videos? You are welcome, Muhammad. Are there lengthy questions also? Yes, 6 to 10 questions. 6 to 10 question you can expect that will be lengthy question. Just I would recommend just skip those questions, do all questions, and come back to them later. That's what I basically recommend. 35 books, and I'll read these 3 books. Okay, was a wonderful session. Now I'll take 35 videos and I'll read 3 books. Okay, sure, sure. Okay, last minute, if anyone have any question. Okay, guys, it has been a really treat for me. I really enjoyed it. You are defined by the audience you have. And today audience was extremely effective. We had at some time even a 40 people, and I really loved it. I hope you guys clear PMP exam, and that was the major objective of this. So see you till next time, and I would love when I will see that I have cleared PMP exam. I would love it. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Bye bye. See you till next time.